One thing I found out recently is that economists assign value to whales.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, every whale is worth like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, nature can't really just be beautiful, huh? We got to be like, it's beautiful to the tune of 1 mil, baby.
Nicole writes for The Daily Show.
And Rollie has a very popular YouTube channel called Climate Town.
And together we have a less popular but still worth it podcast
called The Climate Denier's Playbook.
And there's not a lot that's funny inherently about the climate, but I think if you dig deep, you can uncover something.
Yeah. When you're two insufferable improvisers, you can make little jokes about just about anything.
Here we go again. Look, you see this? You see this line? It's global temperatures, okay? And it's going up. It's going up. If this was going down, you'd be right, and we'd be the dumbasses. But it's going up, so you're wrong, and you're the dumbass, okay? Even if you flip the chart upside down, it's still going up. Up.
Working in late night TV, you kind of don't have the luxury of like waiting for inspiration because you just get news every day and they're like, this is what you're writing about. And so you really have to be disciplined about being like, okay, I'm writing 10 jokes about whatever this is. We have a rotating hosts model right now, and we actually have a few hosts who are very interested in climate change. And so if we have climate topics, we'll maybe pitch it for those hosts. Each host has like their own interest that they want to talk about more. I think a way that I kind of try to work climate change in is when we're writing like topical jokes. Like the classic go-to is like, that's like a husband going to a strip club and whatever. I would do a joke that's like trying to fix climate change by turning up your air conditioner or whatever. You could like seeing how things are analogous to climate change, or even just putting references into climate change where you might not think that they would be there. Because I think it's, for a lot of people, particularly viewing like a topical news show, it might not be at the forefront of their minds. And so I like to sneakily get them in there when people aren't looking.
Trojan horse style.
Yeah.
In the United States, we love our dairy. We blanket our nachos in cheese, we waterboard our school children with milk, we even smuggle extra cheese into the crusts of cheese pizzas and inside of taco shells that are already full of additional cheese. Our celebrities drink milk, our athletes drink milk, even the white stripes on the American flag are literally a symbol for American dairy and agriculture. Okay, that's not true, but for a second, you genuinely thought they were, and that's the point.
I think Raleigh's really good at this, where like if he finds something a little unusual or that feels a little bit sticky,
I'll shout it. I really will. That's my style.
Yeah. I think
You're telling me that this thing?
I think if you bump on something, then that is something that's interesting to other people.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, sir, at the very top of the list of plants we pour massive amounts of water and resources into is a crop that's not eaten, juiced, smoked, or consumed in any way. I'm talking, of course, about lawns. An interesting thing that I learned, and I was like, oh, we gotta do a video about this, is that there's like something like 40 million acres of lawn in America, which is bigger than the state of Georgia. And so that's not good, you know, like, and then it doesn't grow anything. And it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah, maybe people like lawns. It's like, yeah, people I'm sure like lawns, but then there are also laws that require people to grow lawns.
I think that area of like people can't even make the right climate decision if they want to. It's kind of fertile ground where
Kinda
it's like, I want to help the climate as much as possible, but I will get fined if I don't have this big patch of non-native grass that does nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that area, when I phrase it like that, doesn't sound that funny, but I promise you it's funny.
But my lawn, Dale, you don't mess with a man's lawn.
Get off my lawn.
You know, I've read papers that have said there's some, an uptick of understanding if you present information comedically and you kind of break through partisan barriers if you're like funny about a topic. So I hope that's true.
I think there's maybe two reasons. One is that in order to be funny and tell a good joke is you have to be quick about it. Brevity is the soul of wit, said somebody.
Someone
said me. I think I said it. And condensing climate stories down into joke format kind of inherently makes the topics a little bit less daunting intellectually. And then I think the other thing is like what you're really trying to do with comedy is like point out the unusual thing or establish a point of view. And so I think by focusing on like your emotional reaction as opposed to maybe the more nitty-gritty science or some of the more like dark information. I think that's maybe a little bit more relatable than, just sort of the constant parade of tragedies.
That's the headline here. Constant parade of tragedies.
Constant Parade of Tragedies is my favorite My Chemical Romance
Yeah.
album.
This morning. No, sorry, that's not a real song.
No, that's really more Blink-182
Yeah,
than
it's
My
true,
Chemical
it's
Romance.
true.